Let me take this opportunity to welcome you to Fort Jackson, but more importantly, to welcome you to the United States Army. You're part of our family now. We're proud to have you on the team. Now, I've been in combat a few times. I've spent 3 years in Iraq. And in that time, I was occasionally in a tight spot. But I have to admit that there's no spot tighter than being between 600 mothers and their soldiers who are out on the trade field waiting to come in to see you. So with your permission, I'll keep this short.
Long enough.
Way to go, Mom. Hey, in just a few minutes, we're going to introduce you to a group of American heroes. People use that word to mean all kinds of things in America today, but in the Army, we use it very specifically to mean something very special. Most of you are familiar with the Great Seal of the United States. It includes an American bald eagle, and in his beak he holds a scroll that has the original motto of the United States on it, E pluribus unum, from many, one. And in the talons of that American bald eagle is an olive branch, representing the desire of the American people to live at peace with everyone in the world. Correctly, the head of that bald eagle is turned so that his eyes are on that olive branch. But in the other talon of that American bald eagle are 13 arrows, representing the willingness of the United States to use force to protect the rights of her citizens when compelled to do so. Those arrows represent the entire armed might of our nation, from nuclear weapons to aircraft carriers to fighters and bombers, tanks, helicopters, and machine guns. But metaphorically, if we could zoom in on those arrows to the very tip, the very point, the business end of those arrows, we would not find great technology or the world's most advanced equipment. We would find people. Men and women who have taken an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, at risk to their personal safety and well-being. The people who take that oath and who live their life under that oath are special people. And I believe that the American people are well served by the men and women of the United States Army. Thank you. In more than 2 decades of military service, I've seen many brave and selfless acts, often performed in the face of the enemy. I consider it a personal honor to merely be associated with the people who perform those acts. It's important for you to know today, as you sit here, that many of those acts were performed by young men and women who once stood exactly where your soldier stands today, on the other side of Hilton Field, waiting to be reunited with their family after 10 weeks of basic combat training. So, good job, Mom. Sometimes my mom comes to these to cheer me on. By the way, my mom dropped me off, handed me over to the United States Army on 1 July 1985, and I turned out all right. So it'll be okay, Mom. It'll be okay. So please make no mistake, in just a moment, when you go down on the field, you'll be standing in the company of heroes. Soak that in for a moment. Enjoy it. But I need, Mom, I need to talk to you special here for just a second. I need you to do me a favor. When you link up with your soldier, they're going to tell you stories about how hard basic combat training was. They're going to tell you about how demanding and relentless their drill sergeants were. They're going to talk to you about how tough the schedule was and how long the hours were and how far the foot march was. And when they tell you all these things, Mom, I need you to do me a personal favor. Please, 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 do not feel sorry for them. This is important. Because you see, heroes don't want you to feel sorry for them. They want you to be proud of them. The officers and non-commissioned officers of this great battalion are very proud to return your soldier to you today. I hope you're equally proud of your soldier, of the United States Army, and of the United States of America. Thank you very much.
All right, just a little more business to attend to. A show of applause. How many of you glued yourself to the internet and waited for the bated breath for our Facebook postings and weekly photos? All right, well, I have to recognize some of those selfless individuals you already met.